In Brawl Stars, Chromatic Rarity was added in the May 2020 update, and Gale was the first Chromatic Brawler. And from that, Supercell started adding Chromatic Brawlers to Brawl Pass every season. But Chromatic Rarity was removed from the Season 22 Brawl Pass. But, in this series, I will cover all the Nerf histories of Chromatic Brawlers till Season 21 Brawl Pass. I will suggest you to watch this video in 1.25x speed. You can also skip this video to your favorite Chromatic Brawlers segment. Without any further delay, let's start this video. Gale was introduced to the game back in May 13, 2020 as the first Chromatic Brawler. He's known for his unique abilities and has been a favorite among players for various reasons. Then on June 3rd, Gale's second Wind Star power was added. With that, Gale provides speed boost to teammates who are caught inside the path of his super. Now, let's start with the first major nerf that Gale received. Gale got too many changes on July 2nd. Now Gale no longer knocks himself back upon activating super, and his super's enemy knockback distance was increased. It was good buff. But his main attack's damage was decreased from 360 to 320 per snowball, and also his width of main attack was decreased from 3 tiles to 2 tiles. But now his main attack fires 6 smaller projectiles from 5 for improved damage dealing consistency. After a month of that, on August 18th, his main attack damage was decreased from 320 to 280 per snowball. Also, the hits to charge super was increased from 10 hits to 12 hits. Too many nerfs, right? But Gale got more. On October 9th, Gale's Spring Ejector gadget's range was decreased to 6 tiles from 12 and given an altered look. It was a huge nerf for a gadget, and players think that it became useless now. On the same day, Gale's Wind Star power got a rework. It was renamed to Freezing Snow Star power, and now this star power slowed down enemies who are hit by his main attack for 0.3 seconds. Now Gale became little weak than other brawlers. But still, Gale was good. After these all nerfs, Gale started getting buffs. Let's talk of some buffs fast. On October 22nd, Gale's reload time was decreased to 1.2 seconds from 1.4 seconds per ammo. On December 15th, his health was increased from 3,400 to 3,600. After that, on March 15th, 2021, Gale's super damage was increased from 100 to 240. On June 16th, Gale's Freezing Snow Star power slow duration was increased to 0.5 seconds from 0.3 seconds. After that, Gale got his second gadget, Twister. With that, Gale creates a local tornado for 10 seconds, which will push away any opponents that try to pass through it. On December 16th, Gale's super damage was increased to 420 from 240. After that, year 2021 completed. In year 2022, Gale got nerfs. We will see how Gale became too weak in this year. On March 1st, Gale's Blustery Blow Star Power's stun duration was increased to 1.5 seconds from 1. And this was good buff. After this buff again, Gale became too strong. Here the downfall of Gale starts. On April 27th, Gale's Blustery Blow Star Power stun duration was decreased to 1.25 seconds from 1.5 seconds. And at the end of the year, on December 12th, 2022, Gale got the biggest nerf ever. On that update, Gale's super recharge rate was decreased by 40%. Gale's Twister gadget duration was decreased to 5 seconds from 10 seconds. And Gale now requires 15 hits to charge his super from 12. Now Gale is in the weakest brawlers list. After that nerf, on August 15th, 2023, Gale's health was increased to 3,800 from 3,600. And when Supercell released hypercharges, they increased health and damage of all brawlers from 5% to 10% with each power level. Now that's all. Which Gale you like, the previous one or the new one? Janet was added to the game on May 2nd, 2022. Her super is so good because she can fly on the map. And her damage was also good. On May 25th, Janet's vocal warm-up star power was added. With that, Janet's attack focuses 30% faster. And on May 30th, Supercell released new gadget for her, the Backstage Pass. Activating this gadget allows Janet's next attack to make her jump into the air. Janet received her first nerf on June 29th. Now Janet can no longer activate her drop the base gadget while using her super. On August 31st, Janet's health was decreased from 3600 to 3400. And the number of hits necessary to charge her super was increased from 5 hits to 6. But it wasn't all bad news for Janet. After 8 to 9 months of that, on May 15th, 2023, Janet got another health nerf. Her health was decreased to 3200 from 3400. But Janet was still dominating the meta. That's why Janet got biggest nerf on June 6th. And that nerf, her drop the base gadget health was decreased from 1500 to 1000, and health decay of that gadget was increased to 100 from 75 per second. Janet's main attack damage was decreased to 940 from 1000. And the number of hits necessary to charge her super was increased to 7 hits from 6. It was though balance changes for Janet players. After that, on September 5th, 2023, when Supercell released hypercharges, they increased all brawlers' health and damage from 5% to 10% with each power level. Lu was added to the game on November 23, 2020. And with his freezing attacks and strategic ice blocks, Lu quickly became a crowd pleaser. His unique abilities and adaptability made him a fan favorite in various game modes. After one day of release on November 24, 2020, Lu got buff. His health was increased to 3100 from 2800, and the damage of his main attack was also increased to 400 per cone from 380. Also, his super cool star power effectiveness was increased by 40%. After that, Supercell gave second star power to Lu on December 22, 2020. With Lu's hypothermia star power, opponents lose up to 50% of their damage based on how frozen they are from Lu's attacks. Now Lu became playable brawler, but Supercell wanted to make Lu good and more balanced brawler. So, Lu got one more balance changes on March 15, 2021. On that update, Lu's hypothermia star power maximum reload speed debuff was increased to 50% from 35%. And Lu's health was increased by 100. Also, Lu's super now deals damage of 40 per second. But the story doesn't end there. Lu continued to receive love from the developers. On the next update, Lu got more buffs. On April 7th, 2021, Lu's main attack stun duration was increased to 1.5 seconds from 1 second, and the damage of main attack was also increased to 440 from 400 per cone. Too many buffs, right? But Lu got more buffs and some reworks in next updates. But before moving on to next update, make sure to follow me on Instagram and join my new Discord server. Link is in the description. Now my friend Mortiz will talk about some buffs quickly.
Yeah, so let's start with 16th of June 2021. On that update, Lu's hypothermia star power's maximum reload speed debuff was increased to 75% from 50%. And after that, on 28th July 2021, Lu got his second gadget, Cryo Syrup. This gadget instantly adds 50% freeze meter to opponents who are inside the Lu's super, and this gadget made Lu even more broken. After the release of this gadget, Lu became an insanely overpowered brawler. And after this, Lu didn't receive any changes for 8 to 9 months. But on the 27th of April 2022, both of Lu's star powers got reworked. Now Edgar will explain that update.
Thank you, Morts, for becoming part of this video. On April 27th, 2022, Lu's super cool star power was reworked from gradually freezing enemies within his super to increasing his super's freezing rate by 33%. And Lu's hypothermia star power was reworked from decreasing enemies' reload speed depending on how frozen they are to decreasing damage which enemy deals depending on how frozen they are. Also, Lu's super now freezes enemies for 12.6% per second from 0%. after that Brawl Stars announced the Hypercharge update. So because of that, on September 5th, 2023 all brawlers' health and damage were increased from 5% to 10% with each power level. And on October 24th, 2023 Lu also got Hypercharge with Lu's Slushy Storm. Hypercharge whenever Lu drops his super, any enemy near the landing spot gets stunned. And Lu also gains a 30% speed boost, a 25% damage boost, as well as a 15% shield boost. And this thing made Lu totally broken. And Lu became totally chaos for other players. And finally, on December 12th, 2023 Lu got his first nerf. On that update, number of hits necessary to charge Lu's super was increased to 8 hits from 7. In the early days, on the 10th of January, 2022, Fang was added to the training cave. Just a week later, on the 17th of January, both Fang and Furious Fang skin was featured in Brawl Pass. A month later, on the 16th of February, Fang's Divine Soul Star Power was introduced. With that star power, Fang gets a shield which reduces 500 incoming damage of hit once every 3 seconds. Then, on the 1st of March, Fang's Roundhouse Kick gadget was added. With that gadget, Fang stuns enemies for 1 second around a small radius. And this gadget was just insane. Fang started becoming one of the best brawlers in the game. But, on the 27th of April, 2022, Fang faced his first set of nerfs. On that update, his health was reduced to 4,300 from 4,500, and the damage from his super was decreased to 1,000 from 1,200. Additionally, the stun duration of his Roundhouse Kick gadget was slashed to 0.5 seconds from 1 second. And now the fresh kick star power will no longer charge his super when a pet or spawnable is defeated. On the 28th of February, 2023, Fang's class was changed to Assassin from Damage Dealer. Later, on the 27th of June, 2023, Fang's Corn Fu gadget's damage was increased to 750 from 500 per kernel. On September 5th, 2023, his super damage was increased to 1200 from 1000. Also, his super recharge rate was increased slightly. Moreover, all brawlers saw a health and damage increase of 5% to 10% with each power level because of the Hypercharge update. The 24th of October, 2023 brought a mixed bag for Fang. His main attack kick damage dropped to 1360 from 1400, and while his Corn Fu gadget saw a damage increase to 871 from 750 per kernel. And Fang's Divine Soul Star Power maximum damage reduction was increased to 620 from 500. And now it will scale with power level, meaning that if you will upgrade your brawler, then star power and gadget will also increase their powers. Fast forward to the 12th of December, 2023, Fang got Hypercharge. By activating Fang's Dragon Kick Hypercharge, you will get 25% speed boost, 20% damage boost, and 15% shield boost. Also, your super can go through wall and it will drop popcorns on the path, which will also give damage. And it was the broken Hypercharge. That's why Fang became too insane with this Hypercharge. On that update, Supercell removed Chromatic Rarity, so Fang received Mythic Rarity. Now everyone knows that Fang will definitely get nerfs. 18th of December, 2023 brought in nerfs to Fang's Dragon Kick Hypercharge. The Hypercharge charge rate was decreased by 50%, and the shield boost dropped to 15% from 25%. But still, Fang was totally insane. After that, on February 27th, 2024, another update came to nerf Fang. Now his fresh kick star power will no longer charge his Hypercharge, and the damage boost from his Hypercharge was decreased to 15% from 20%. And now Popcorn from Dragon Kick Hypercharge no longer charges his super, and the damage of Hypercharge's Popcorn was decreased to 1440 from 2880 per Popcorn. Also, all brawlers' Hypercharge's duration can no longer be extended. And that's it. Fang is the insane brawler in Brawl Stars. What do you think about the balance changes which Fang got? Comment your opinion and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. On September 14th, 2020, Colette burst onto the scene with her Trixie Colette skin, featured on the Brawl Pass Season 3. Colette was different from other brawlers because she can deal damage according to the health of enemies. Meaning that if enemy has high health, then Colette will deal high damage, and if enemy has low health, then Colette will deal less damage. And I think many of you already know that Colette was the worst brawler at that time because she can't even kill Mr. P's portal. That's why Colette faced criticism for her inability to deal significant damage to low health brawlers. However, Supercell swiftly responded to players' feedbacks, granting her a series of buffs just 3 days later on September 17th. On that balance changes, her main attack's damage percentage was increased to 37% from 35%. And Colette will now deal fixed damage from her attack against special targets or spawnables like Jesse's turret. And her main attack's minimum damage was increased to 500 from 200. Also, her super's fixed damage against special targets was increased to 2000 from 1000 per hit, like showdown boxes, robots, etc. That was a lot of buffs, but she got one more change in her gadget. Colette's Now gadget was reworked from making her next attack deal 40% of Colette's current health as damage to making her next attack deal 37% of an enemy brawler's maximum health. But still, this gadget was not that impressive. After this changes, Colette became a better choice for battles, but she wasn't super strong yet. On October 2nd, Colette got her second star power. With Colette's Mass Attack star power, her super will give 10% shield for 5 seconds. And every enemy brawler hit by it will add 10% more protection to shield. This star power was also good. And I think Colette was the only brawler of Brawl Pass seasons who got too many buffs just after release. On October 22nd, Colette's reload time was shortened from 1.8 seconds to 1.6 seconds, and her super recharge rate was increased by 100%. On December 15th, Colette's health was increased to 3,400 from 3,200. And Colette's Mass Attack star power's shield gain was increased to 20% from 10%. Yep, Colette sure got a lot of buffs in year 2020, but it finally made her a strong brawler. In year 2021, things calmed down, and she only got one change. On June 16th, 2021, her Now gadget got reworked. Now it will add extra damage of 1000 to Colette's next attack. In year 2022, Colette got a cool new gadget called Gotcha. It let her heal herself by 80% of the damage she dealt for 5 seconds. And trust me, this gadget was a game changer. Suddenly, Colette became super popular because she could fight more aggressively and stay in the game longer with this gadget. Colette became popular choice in Power League against tanks. On September 5th, 2023, all brawlers' health and damage were increased from 5% to 10% with each power level. In that update, Supercell introduced hypercharges. That's why they gave buffs to all brawlers. Now things started changing. On October 24th, Colette got hypercharge. With this hypercharge, Colette gets 30% speed boost, 15% shield boost, and 25% damage boost. Also, on that day, Colette's Now gadget's extra damage was increased to 1200 from 1000. Colette became totally insane with this hypercharge, and she can even dominate the whole team with that. On Next Brawl Talk, they decided to remove Chromatic Rarity. Supercell did this because they wanted to bring new changes to Brawl Pass. So that's why Colette got Epic Rarity. After that Brawl Talk, Pinku Paulette, Kiro Paulette, and Midori Paulette was added to the Brawl Pass Season 22. And these exclusive skins were featured as Cartoon Studios skins. And trust me, these skins were too epic. I also bought Brawl Pass Plus of that season just because of these skins. And you know what? Colette was the only brawler who haven't received any nerfs for 3 years and 5 months after release. This is just amazing. But every rise must come with a fall. On February 27th, 2024, Colette faced her first set of nerfs. On that update, her hypercharged shield boost was decreased to 5% from 15% and speed boost was decreased to 26% from 30%. Also, her hypercharge duration can no longer be extended. Still, Colette was a good brawler. But on March 25th, her hypercharge charge rate was decreased to 30% from 40%. What do you think about the changes that Colette got? Tell me in the comments. And please like and share this video because it took a lot of efforts. Make sure to follow me on the Instagram, link is in the description.